All right, so I normally don't do political videos, right? But I think this particular one is important. So I'm not voting for Joe Biden or Donald Trump in this election either. Okay, and I've been voter shamed and all this shit before, because of that. Even last election, I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I voted for Jill Stein. I voted for the Green Party. Why? Because that was the only party that, only candidate, I should say, that was talking about things that mattered to me. And it's the same way in this election as well. And people are trying to, like I said, shame me for not voting for Joe Biden. These are friends and family who are like, well, if you're not going to vote for Biden, that's a vote for Trump. And I say bullshit, because a vote for Biden is a vote for Biden. A vote for Trump is a vote for Trump. If I decide not to vote for either of them, that's not a vote for any of them, right? So for my main issue, and it has been for a while, is Medicare for all. We have like the worst the worst healthcare in the world, and I know that for a fact because I've seen with my own eyes other countries' healthcare, and it's just so much better. When I was living in Prague, this was when I was what, 20, 21. A friend of mine, another American, we were both there, and he had a cavity in his tooth, right? And he went to a dentist in Prague, in Czechoslovakia, because it was Czechoslovakia at that time, it wasn't the Czech Republic. He went to a dentist, they fixed him up, no charge. He was an American, he wasn't even a citizen of that country, and they fixed him up, no problem. When I was in England, right, and my wife was in hospice, right, when she was battling cancer. She got great care, you know. And they even, the nurses saw how, like, emotional and how wrecked I was, and they were like, hey, if you need anything, a sedative or anything like that, just let us know, and we'll get it for you. And I wasn't a citizen of England, but they were, and I wasn't even a patient at the hospice, but they were still offering me, something, as opposed to here. And here's my story. So a couple of months ago, a filling fell out of my tooth, right? And I didn't have health insurance, so I couldn't get it fixed, and it got infected. So I was in like some really bad pain. I went to the ER, and the doctor saw me for about 3 minutes max, right? Poked around and said, okay, your tooth is infected. Like, we don't do any kind of, emergency dental care here, so you're going to have to go to a dentist. He goes, but in the meantime, I'm going to prescribe you, painkillers, antibiotics, and something else. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was a gel to numb the pain. That's what it was. And he gave me at the ER. They gave me 2 Vicodin and 2 of the antibiotics along with the prescription. So when I got the bill a couple of weeks later, it was $817, right? $817 for 3 minutes of a physician looking at me, 2 Vicodin and two antibiotics, $817. Now you tell me that's not fucking crazy, right? So again, that's my main deal. Not just for me, it's for everybody, because we're in the middle of a pandemic, a fucking pandemic, where people are losing their health care because they lost their jobs. They lost their jobs through no fault of their own, but their health care, their health insurance is tied to their job, which is ridiculous. And we've got in the middle of this pandemic, we've got 2 candidates who aren't even talking about Medicare for all. In fact, they asked Joe Biden if Medicare for all, if you were president and the House and the Senate passed Medicare for all and it came to your desk, would you sign it? And he said, no, I'd veto it if it came to my desk. In the middle of a pandemic, this is what the guy says. Ridiculous. And I think somebody on his team got to him and said, don't fucking say that again. And they asked him that later on. Hey, if Medicare for all comes to your desk as your president, would you pass it? And he said, oh, no, well, it's not going to come to my desk, so don't even worry about that. Think about that. It's not even going to come to my desk, so don't even worry about it. So again, I'm not any of these guys. I'm not a fan of, because they don't care about us. They just don't. They care about like the top 20% of the country, and the rest of us can go fuck ourselves. That's basically what they're saying. Yeah. So, if you're a non-voter, right, like I am, if you're not going to vote for any of these candidates, and again, I have friends and family who are saying, trying to vote shame me or trying to shame me into voting for Biden. That if I don't vote for Biden, that's a vote for Trump. I'm not going to vote anyway. So, my vote is out of the system already. And I'm sure a lot of people's votes are out of the system already. Because non-voters are the biggest block of voters around. There's more non-voters than there are Democratic voters. There are more non-voters than there are Republican voters, right? Because I think everybody's kind of realized that these two parties don't care about us, and it's this weird like false choice that everybody seems to say, like, if you don't vote for one, then that's a vote for the other. Like, there's only two choices, and there's not. There's more than two choices. Nobody wants to tell you that because they want, for whatever reason, to have their guy win. It's become like a politics has become like sports, right? I want my team to win. I don't care what happens. My team's got to win. And it's ridiculous. So, if you're a non-voter, in my opinion, I think you have two options. One, you can stay home and do nothing. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Or two, you can vote for an alternative party, right? Call it a third party, whatever you want to call it, but a party that's not Democrat and a party that's not Republican. And I think that's in today's climate, I think that's a revolutionary act, right? It's easy to fall in line behind, red or blue, like, these are my guys, this is my team, I don't care what happens, right? I'll vote for this person who does not want to give me anything because I just want to win, right? That's the mentality, I think, is going on with a lot of these people. But again, I would suggest that voting for a third party, an alternative party, is probably the best thing you can do right now for this country, because Democrats and Republicans just do not care. They don't. About us, anyway. Right? If you were a billionaire or a lobbyist or a donor or a CEO of a corporation, then they would care. And they would give you every single thing you wanted. But those of us who aren't in that category, in those categories, they don't care. Unfortunately, they don't. So, here's my thing. The whole reason for this video is, if you are a non-voter, if you're already not going to vote for Trump, if you're already not going to vote for Biden, either one of those two, I would suggest that you vote for an alternative party. Now, if you're on the left, I would say probably the Green Party's the best for you. If you're on the right, I would say Libertarian, I guess. I don't know. But definitely don't give these guys your vote. You don't owe any political party your vote. You don't. If Joe Biden or Donald Trump or anybody else wants my vote, they can come and get it. But they're not. They don't want my vote. They don't care about my vote. They care about, wealthy people's votes. That's it. And they try to trick, you into thinking if you don't vote for one of these guys, then you're wasting your vote. Then you're un-American. Then you're voting for the bad guy, right? If you don't vote for me, that's a vote for the bad guy. On both sides, right? On the Democratic side, it's Donald Trump is a terrible human being. He's the biggest threat to democracy this country's ever seen. And then on the right, it's Joe Biden is a Trojan horse for socialism, and they're going to fuck up the suburbs, and they're going to, get rid of all the police, and MS-13 is going to come and live next door to you. It's bullshit on top of bullshit. So again, don't vote for any of these guys. If you are going to vote for them, fine, go ahead. If you're going to vote for Biden, vote for Biden. If you're going to vote for Trump, vote for Trump. But if you're in that vast majority of people who are sick and tired of these two fucking idiots, I would say vote third party. And if people try to shame you because you're not voting for one of two doddering old fools, I would say this. A, tell them go fuck yourself. B, tell them if you and your party and your candidate want my vote, come and get my vote. And C, I would tell them again, go fuck yourself. So that's where I'm at. Again, this is probably going to be the only political video I'm ever going to do. But I think this is important. I think, we're in a crossroads, right, for this country. I think the coronavirus is the demarcation point for this country. We either go in a direction that's more inclusive, that's more geared towards the people, the 80% who don't get represented, who don't get represented. I don't know why I had a problem with that. Who don't get represented in any of this political climate, or we go into a place I don't even want to think about. We go into like 1984 fucking territory where it's just the inner party, it's just the party, the very top 20%, and the rest of us are just proles who are, destitute, have nothing, and don't matter. And I think we're going in the wrong direction. So that's why I think voting for an alternative party is the way to go. And it's a terrible situation that we're in, and it's going to get worse, I think, before it gets better. And I think that getting any third party, any alternative party, to 5% of the vote so they get matching federal funds is the only way we're going to get out of this. You're not going to change the Democratic Party from the inside. You're not going to change the Republican Party from the inside. You're not going to do it. So, Bernie Sanders, AOC, the Squad, all these guys, you're not going to change the Democratic Party. You're just not. So we, the people, I think, need to change the whole political landscape. And the only way we're going to do that is if we make alternative parties viable. And the only way we're going to do that is if we vote for them and get them over 5%. So that's my call to action on this video. Go vote for a third party. And I think that'll make a difference. So anyway, that's all I got for today. I promise no more political videos. We're going to get back to whatever bullshit I was talking about before. But anyway, vote third party. Anybody tries to tell you you're wasting your time, tell them to go fuck off. So, like and share the video. Definitely share this video. I would love it if I got a lot of shares on this video. So share it, and share it again. And I will talk to you later.